Record.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
it's
so
recording.
yeah. So, oh wow, it records with words. This is the first time seeing this. Okay, cool. Good morning. Hi, Doa. Happy New Year.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
How are you? Happy New
All
Year.
good. Thank you. Likewise. How is it going in Dubai? All good?
Nice. Finally, we have some good weather.
Yes, finally. Finally. So, yeah, so today's webinar was discussed and conducted via LinkedIn, but we had unfortunately some issues. We tried to solve that, but
That's
this
okay.
is going to be a recording now. And
I think this is good because your recording can reach to more people now.
exactly. So first of all, what we are trying to present is to connect a lot of small businesses and freelancers, and this is where Doaa Jabir has been connecting people around recognizing a distinguished content creator, previously known as Dine with Dodo. I had got to know her through Lamia and through her culinary processes as a trailblazer, fostering connections through her brand E-Boutique, which has been currently being launched in Dubai, dedicated to support freelancers, small business entrepreneurs, and medium business entrepreneurs as well. And she's creating a path of success to see insights and bridging connections with everyone. And she's here to share her expertise over here today morning with all of us. Thank you, Doa. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Samir. Thanks for having me
Welcome.
here. And it's great to start the new year with actually talking about what I do, what I love. It's a passion for
Definitely.
me. Connecting businesses to their right customers and clients, putting them out there in the digital world and helping them out one step at a time in their business. So definitely that's something I do on a daily basis and I love doing that. So it's great to talk about it as well.
Amazing. So what led to this brand creation? How it led and what inspired this idea behind what's the
I
story
think
behind this?
I think there was a huge gap, even as a user or a customer, when I was trying to look for certain businesses. I would have to ask on a Facebook group or ask friends and family, and it was always like a hit and miss because, okay, there was not always that you would get the answer that you're looking for. And then I realized that all of these small businesses or even home businesses, which are really up and coming in the UAE market, especially after COVID, they were there, they had started their business, but they are always struggling with reaching the audience that they are looking for, reaching to people. Maybe they live next door. We are in such a digital age that you don't even know your neighbors most of the time. And even if you do know them, they don't always know what you do at work. And I think when I saw that kind of gap, I felt like a directory could do solve that particular problem. And that's why and I have 3 home businesses in my own house, and I see them struggling with trying to reach people, and it's always like an order can be placed from friends and family, but they're not your ideal customers. You actually want to have and expand your customer reach, and that's exactly what we thrive to do at eBoutique.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Doa, for the brief introduction. As I saw and I've been following the page and the landing page as well, the website, and I saw the specific features, but I would like to get to know more insights on those specific features. Can you elaborate more?
Can you just tell me what exactly are you
Uh,
looking at?
Because I saw on your landing page, it says customer and create a vendor. And then when it says create a vendor, we can select certain prices and you can select certain criterias. Like these features, how are you
So
broadening
there
your
are
audience here?
so there are 2 parts to the website. One is a vendor dashboard and one is a customer
Amazing.
dashboard. A vendor dashboard typically is the businesses that enroll with us, and they are the ones who actually pay us a subscription fee to be part of eBoutique's business listing directory. However, when it comes to the customer dashboard, they don't really have to pay anything. They don't even have to create a username and password. They can just come in on the website, browse what they're looking for, find their product or services, whatever their ask is, and just connect directly with the business if they wish to, because we always ask the businesses to put in as much information as they can about themselves so that the customer gets a full information and then they can make like an informed decision. So again, customers these days have a very very short attention span, so we need to make sure that we've given them everything, but also given it in the most concise way so that they don't get bored and they would not leave, right? And that happens a lot. I think you and me as users also do that. It's not just that they
Exactly.
are doing, I am different, I am also the same. So if I'm not given full information, I do lose interest. So every business that we onboard, we carefully check out every page that's been there, and the vendor has the full freedom to edit their profile anytime that they like. Let's say if they've added a new product or a new service, they've deleted something. So it's all in the control of the business, so that when they are reaching out to their customer, they know exactly what they want to showcase. So these are the two
Amazing.
modules on the site.
So you're fixed with these certain strategies, with digital strategies. So it's either your strategy you input for the clients, or what if a client brings his own strategy? Do you follow with those strategies also?
Well, it depends. See, we've had some businesses who've said that we need to have, let's say, for example, a community group on Facebook where anybody should be allowed to join, even if they're not part of eBoutique, and even if they don't have a business. And we started that somewhere around 2 months back. And today we have about 200 or 250 members on that. And I think it's great because this is where exactly the businesses are going to connect with the customers. And then we're just hoping that this is going to grow. We have the same community group even on WhatsApp, which already has about 250 to 300 members, and they are different from what we have on Facebook. I mean, of course, there are overlaps that's happening, but mostly they are different because some people use for Facebook, some people use WhatsApp, and things like that. So, apart from being part of a business listing directory, what we work on is community building, because in terms of when you work on community building, and you and me are part of a group, I know what you
Exactly.
do, you know what I do. So tomorrow you might go and say, okay, you know what, you should talk to Dua, or I will go like, okay, you should talk to Sami, because we are part of a community. We interact on a regular basis. So we have a bigger circle. We are pulling it out and making it a smaller a niche, and then we are connecting with each other. And I think that's where community building helps. So our first principle definitely is community building, and then the listing directory as the website is just a model of showcasing what we are doing to the outside world, and it gives an easy reach. Like for example, I'm in touch with you right now. You're in Spain and you know about
Exactly.
eBay, and you thought it was interesting. So we're breaking boundaries, when we are doing this kind of a thing. But again, it's a portal. But on ground reality, I strongly recommend people to meet physically, to talk to each other, to have human connection, which is still very very important.
Exactly. Uh, Speaking about building connections and bridges, I see when you quoted in one of your webinars or the podcast, keep your enemies close, friends closer and enemies closer as well. So that the sense when I see and when you speak about that, how do you feel that in real aspect of business scenarios?
So
Um,
I think what I said actually was that don't look at competition as competition. Make them your
exactly.
allies, and do cross selling. Okay, and at the end of the day, every platform provides a different value and brings a different thing to the table. And if you think that you're able to connect with those people and do this kind of a cross selling, or even if it means that don't do anything, I mean, don't be connected, that's fine. But to look at somebody as competition, that means you're threatened. And the fact that you're threatened, your decisions will be affected. So the first and foremost thing is do not be threatened, because I think there is something for each and every person who's in the market who's going to work towards it. Of course, you can't be like, I'm good, so everybody will come to me. You still have to work towards it. Even if you're the best in the market, you still have to continue working, because you cannot become the best and stop working, because there is a continuity, right? So you always
There
have to
is,
keep it
yes.
continuous in whatever you're doing and be consistent with what you're doing. But having said
Exactly.
that, competition is there everywhere. I mean, there is McDonald's, there is Hardee's, there is Burger King. I mean, all of them pretty much do the same thing, but they're still different. So everybody makes a choice as to who they're going to go with. We have so many coffee shops, and then we have local coffee shops. So
Definitely.
everyone at the end of the day survives and makes a mark in the market. So I think there is, I don't believe in having that sort of a competition or fighting with somebody over this is mine or that is mine or that is yours and things like that. I think that makes it very petty, and I've also said this before that collaborations happen here. This is where you are competing, and let's not be here. It's not a cool place. It's good to have that collaboration, and even if you don't have the collaboration, it's fine. There's no need to be like competition.
Yes, agreed. Agreed. Speaking about competition, moving forward. So now the focus, like since we have moved to 2024, the more focus orientation is on sustainability and companies going B Corp. How do you see this in a current business scenario or strategy, like being sustainable?
I think being sustainable is everyone has a different definition of being sustainable. That's number one.
Exactly.
I know businesses who are thriving to be sustainable, but somehow your surroundings don't let you do it 100%. So somewhere down the line, you have to also match up to what is available in the market for you to be sustainable. For me, it's easy to be sustainable because A, I'm an online business. My directory is online. The only thing physical about our business is when we have our networking events, and that's when people do come out and meet each other, and that's important. Again, when we have our meets, it's usually just a coffee or a snack or something like that. We don't even have a physical office. We don't need one, so we operate from our homes. Obviously, uh, the whole thing of having an office and then things attached to it, which would increase the footprint, right? Using the internet, using the electricity, using the water over there.
Exactly.
All of these things are resources that we would use extra if we are in a different office. But here, because we are a virtual office, it's not really an extra cost. It's something that's already there, and we're just pulling a little out of it. That's all we are doing. Um, Again, I don't think that any business can be 100% sustainable. And even if you say that you're sustainable, the fact that we're using this right now, this is
Yes.
also the carbon emission and the footprint and everything that we have also discussed previously. So I think having said that, on a ground level, people don't know what are the things that we are doing, if it's affecting the world or not. Again, because we are so busy in our own lives, our families, our spouses, our kids, our parents, and our work, you don't have the time to think about, oh, how is this affecting anybody else? You know,
Exactly.
like my parents or my in-laws sending out good morning messages every other day. They don't realize how much that sending out good morning to 100 people is affecting the world, and they don't even want to understand, because it's hard for you to explain a 70-year-old person now that something so small can have that kind of an effect when
Exactly.
it's collectively done. And I don't think they're in the age to understand that, and you don't want to like go and tell like, okay, you can't do this, you can't do that. So yeah, I think all of those things collectively together does affect the planet, does affect the world that we are living in, and the world that we are going to leave behind. But again, as much as you want to be out of it, it's part of your life. It's not
Yes.
something you can just leave and be like, I'm going to be a monk. That's not going to happen. I mean, unless you decide to be a monk, then it's okay. But even these days, even the monks and all of the gurus also need social media to promote that they are present, and
Definitely.
that itself goes against the whole principle of being a monk, or being a spiritual leader, or somebody who's asking you to step away from Instagram, but they're the very ones who are promoting themselves on Instagram. I have nothing against them. I believe in a lot of them myself, but it what I'm trying to say is that as much as you feel like you're not adding to the toxic environment, you're actually adding to the toxic environment.
Basically, we can refine the data than to make it manipulate or create, how we say, over information, like more information which is like not used, like having data which is unused or untapped, and it's there, it's just lying over there. So that's
It is there, but we don't really see all of those things. And I
exactly.
think as a regular life person, I don't want to like get into a part of it. And then my ideology is very simple that, oh, I'm not doing much. This is what a normal person thinks. I'm not doing much. What am I doing? I'm not doing a lot of it.
Yes, so true.
मेरे इतने से क्या हो जाएगा? That is the whole always the thing. I'm just doing that much. It's not going to affect anything. But it's
Definitely.
a collection that affects. It's the collection that affects.
Would you suggest some ideas towards your clients regarding the sustainability part on how we can improve on data collection and not to misuse it? Like, or what would you suggest to them, or how would you strategize them?
Not from a more sustainable point of view, but I would come from more of a business point of view.
Business point
When
of view.
you're oversharing your business, it's good to share your business in. If you see, we have about 15, 20, 25 groups these days here, at least in the UAE market, and there's much more which I'm still not a part of. Uh, you're sharing your business, right? Uh, if you're going to share it twice in a day or once in every day, it's not going to change anything. People might get bored. So you need to share it in a format where people are not bored by you. You know, people are not bored of listening to you or seeing your post again and again and again and seeing what you do again and again and again. Uh, Put it out there, but put it in a subtle fashion. If you're going to, I see people talking about their business on a certain group at least twice or thrice in a day, and because they feel like if I keep sharing, people will keep remembering me, which is true, but they not remember you for the right reasons. They will
Exactly.
remember you. There is no brainer. That's a no-brainer thing. But they're not going to remember you for your business. They will remember you as the person who overshares. And also, it's your business. You need to respect your business and be serious about it. So when you started a business, you need to make sure that these are things where there are words and there are things that you say that don't affect you as a person in your mindset. Because when you're saying things like, my business is not doing good, I don't have the budgets right now, I am still not where I wanted to be in my business. These are things these are reasons we listen to when we are trying to have somebody come on eBoutique. And when they do this, I cannot tell them this upfront, but I really want to tell them that by saying these things, you're not affecting me, you're affecting yourself. And I need
Exactly.
you to respect your business and use things like, I will probably invest in it later, I will think about it. As of now, it's not part of my plan. Uh, Things that is not going to affect your mindset, and these are the kind of things that people don't think about. If my business were not doing that great or struggling, I wouldn't be telling people that I'm struggling with my business, because I'm not thinking about what I'm putting out to them. I'm thinking about what I'm telling myself out loud, and that can affect your business in the long term as well. People don't get it, but it's true. So I think to make yourself sustainable, to make yourself grow in the long term, or even if you're not growing and just be where you are
Exactly.
consistently in the long term, you need to train yourself as a business perspective. This is not a side hustle. This is not something that, oh, I will do it when I feel like doing it, because then that's not a business, that's a hobby. There's a difference between a hobby and a business. A business is something where you are there 24/7 for yourself, whether you're working for those 8 hours or not, or whether you're reflecting on what better you can do. But when it's a hobby, you can just put it on the side, or you can just be like, okay, I will do it later. So then you don't call it a business, you call it a hobby. And there's a big difference between these two things.
Exactly. It's the measurement, it's the commitment on how you measure your priorities and what needs to be done. Wow.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Amazing. Thank you, Doa, for that. So now we move on to a halfway mark. And so, where do you
Yeah.
see the vision of the company, your long-term vision on where it's going to grow, and how do you see it in the future for this company?
So, the entire idea of having a business listing directory, of course, because we work hand in a glove, the number of vendors that we have are directly proportional to the number of users we have. The more vendors we have, the more users we get, and the more users we get, the more vendors will be interested, because everything works on metrics and analytics. And at the end of the day, if a user has to say, if I want to look for something, I will find it on eBoutique, it means that the number of vendors that we have to be that many. And we want to launch at least 1,000 to 1,500 businesses by the end of this year, so that when somebody comes as a user, knows for sure that they are going to find what they are looking for. And even if they're recommending it to somebody, they'll be very confident in recommending it. Okay, you know what, don't go to this Facebook group, just go to eBoutique, you will find it. So I don't have to ask questions for 25 people to tell me. I can
Exactly.
just go on eBoutique. Now, there are certain people who say that, okay, but when I go on Facebook, I get personal recommendations. eBoutique also has that facility where every business can be reviewed. So people can, or customers who've used that service, or that if they bought the product, they can also leave reviews over there. So it's already a personal recommendation like that you see on Google. So these businesses are also vetted and pre-verified and everything. So when you
Exactly.
see that, and every business that has come on board is personally, gone through with me. It's not just like they sign up by their own self and they create a listing and things like that. We don't do that because I said we are a community at the end of the day. And the truth is, we have a lot of scammers as well. And the number of businesses that sign up with us, we have to say no to some of them. Also, because we know that these are not legit businesses, they are just, there's something wonky about it.
Yes.
And it's hard to say no to them, but at the end of the day, we have to say no. We have
Yeah.
people who've tried to join our community who just want to connect with different women and harass them and stuff. That also happens. So, as a community admin, I also have to take the responsibility for such things. And I think every community admin takes that
Should.
responsibility
Yes.
and struggles with that kind of thing to make sure that they're not adding a wrong person to the team.
Wow, thank you for that. Like, filtration is quite a difficult process
Yes.
because some people see in a point of view to gain profit, and some people
Yes.
see in point of creating a community where, like yourself, that's an amazing step to do for looking forward for it. And speaking about like, how do you see co-working spaces? Like, would you get involved in co-working spaces? Do you work in a co-working space in Dubai?
So, co-working spaces have become very, very popular now, especially after COVID, when most people have moved to virtual offices or even work from home culture.
Exactly.
In my house itself, I'm a work from home person, and so is my husband. He has an office, but he doesn't find the need to travel 45 minutes to go to his office, do the same exact thing that he's doing at home. And I think every person in his office is work from home, and they're doing a brilliant thing. And I think once in a while, when you do feel like stepping out of the house, you can always just go to a co-working space. And I think every area here in Dubai now caters to a co-working space. We even have vendors who have co-working space on eBoutique,
Amazing.
and it's affordable. It's not very expensive. At the end of the day, you don't have to have an office setup because the co-working space gives you all of that, tea, coffee included. Because the affordability of those co-working spaces is very good. You get like 10, 12 hours at a certain price, and you can definitely go over there, get all your office supplies. Also, if you ask them, I want this, they make it available for you. Printing is available at some
Amazing.
places. So if you have all of these things in an office, why am I going to make that investment and then maintain and upkeep that place when I can have a co-working space which can? So I strongly believe that maybe even if you're not going to a co-working space every day, of course, there are people who say you can go to a coffee shop because then you don't have to pay that much. You can just pay a 20 dirhams for your coffee. But the problem with coffee shops is, I'm not saying it's a problem, but the hindrance is that there are people
Yes.
walking in and
Privacy.
out. Privacy
Yep.
is not there. So if, let's say, for
Yes.
example, I want to have this call with you, I can't do it in a coffee shop because not even if there are people, but there's constant brewing of coffee and juices and milkshakes and
Yeah.
things like that. So there is always that non-privacy factor, which is where co-working spaces can help you. Of course, if you're working from home and you don't have kids or you don't have a family, which is huge, you can do it at home as well. But it's
At home
good
as
to
well.
step out. It's good to step out, and sometimes I also go to a co-working space and work over there because it helps me, because you're getting a different environment, you're getting a different, look, view for the day. So it kind of helps, and I think it's great.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dua. So the next thing, the next question is like how e-commerce choices in like how your clients have been choosing e-commerce in their daily lives now moving forward since they are part of e-boutique, and how has it changed for them? Like what would it be the next step in 2024 for them? Like they are now digitally
So
revolutionizing.
I would say that e-boutique also comes in the category of e-commerce businesses. We are not an e-commerce platform. We don't actually do any sales, although our website is equipped for doing sales. I feel like a business can do their sales themselves very well. The concern that they have, sorry, is
No problem.
how to reach out to these people. So I think if I can't trust your brand, if I don't know anything about your brand, I may not make a sale, right? Let's say if I'm
Exactly.
at an exhibition and I see something, I might pick it up just for the, impulse buy or something like that. But when I
Exactly.
actually want to buy something, I need to know about your brand. I need to trust your brand. And that's where we help, we help in creating that
The
sort of
conversion
brand
factor.
awareness. Yeah, and to show that business exists in the market. It's all about existence and exposure, after which they connect with the business directly, and then between them they make a decision as to if the customer wants to even go on ahead with that business or not. But you get that sort of inquiry, you make that sort of connection, and that is what we help them achieve, right? But again, now the thing is that you have a business, you have a certain category of business. Maybe it's not all that popular, maybe your prices are high, maybe you've not put in your listing correctly, maybe there's so many of those factors also. We do have a lot of businesses who say we did not achieve anything, but maybe because you didn't create a listing, maybe because you did not stay active.
Yes, that's true.
E-boutique is a platform, and it can only work as a platform, but you need to show up for your business and you need to do things for your business. If you're not going to do that, even Instagram is a platform. I cannot just open an account over there and be like, okay, I'm going to start getting business. I still have to post every single day, struggling with the algorithms and reaching the people. I mean, we see that our own account sometimes goes through so many ups and downs because of the algorithm. It's not just something that we are doing, it's what the algorithm is doing. And if you do a deep dive in the algorithm, you're going to learn something today, but by God, tomorrow it's going to change. And you just go like, okay, I learned this yesterday, but today it doesn't exist anymore. You were
That's so true.
making, we were doing still shots of posts. Then it moved to reels, then it moved to carousels. Then again, it moved to a reels and carousels mix. Now posts are getting more likes, then sometimes reels are getting more likes. So you don't know on a daily basis what to do.
What's
You
the new
just
trend?
keep
Yeah.
trying, but you
Yeah.
can't be like, oh, it's not working, I need to stop. There was one post I got 2 likes, but I'm not an
You never stop.
influencer. I don't have to be bothered. I don't have to be bothered about the number of followers I have, the number of likes that we get, the number of shares that happens. That is an influencer's job because they are answerable to brands that they collaborate with, and that's why they have to show that kind of insights. As
Yes.
businesses, I fail to understand why do they worry so much about these things, about not being able to reach people, even if you're going to do everything right, even when you do Instagram ads. um,
Exactly.
it's difficult to reach out to people. I get a lot of questions like, you said you do Instagram ads, but we don't see your ads. That's not me, that's Instagram. That is Meta. That's not me who's blocking you from seeing the ads, because obviously I want more audience, I want more exposure, and I'm
Exactly.
working towards that. But it takes time
Takes
for
time.
any single thing, whether it's my business, your business, or anyone's business. But at the end of the day, you need to free your mind from the fact that you don't have to get 30,000 followers, you don't have to get 300 likes, and you don't have to have 10 shares. It's okay to not have that, because your Instagram is your profile. It's not where growing is good. I'm not saying we all want to grow. I want to grow. We've reached 1,000 plus followers in the less than 6 months that we have launched. And it's
Congrats
not
to you.
easy to do that organically. Thank you. And it's difficult. I know it is difficult, but imagine we have reached out to so many people. They know about us. But are they engaging with us? Not always. But that's okay, because my focus is not for them to engage with me. My Sometimes also there's another problem. Is people do see your work, they do see your posts, they do see your reels, but they don't like it, simply because they want to see what you're doing, but they don't want to engage with what you're doing and promote what you're doing, which is also very common. And it's okay if they don't want to do it. You do know you are well wishers, you know people who want to uplift you. Work with those people, and if it's 10, it's good rather than having 100 who are not going to do anything for you.
Yes, that's so true. Amazing. Thank you, Doa, for that. You have tackled every question down here, and it's you have given like complete insights of how you strategize on how you move forward, on how you have created a
Yeah.
digital brand, and you're creating an amazing platform to solve things. And looking forward for it to like move on from here and to
Yes.
get more new clients and vendors. And I believe this will help a lot of people. and looking forward for the next session. So this is actually my first webinar and first
Okay.
episode of this webinar, and there will be more upcoming in future. And this will reach to an audience you will definitely getting there in future. And I wish you all the best for your
Perfect.
brand. Thank you,
Thank you
Doa.
so much. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Samir.
And everyone will get this recording soon on LinkedIn. Thank you, Doa.
Yes,
Have a good
I'm
day.
looking forward to that. You too. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.